So it seems like KD has pretty much had an ultimatum or made an ultimatum or proposed an ultimatum towards Brooklyn today and said basically it's like this. You either get rid of Steve Nash as the coach and Sean Marks as the GM, or you get rid of me. And that was the meeting. That was the notes of the meeting, they said. He was professional with it. He just pretty much said he doesn't believe in the direction of Brooklyn and would rather have somebody else as the coach and as the GM. Sean Marks definitely has had some weird trials and tribulations with Brooklyn, from giving DeAndre Jordan a really fat deal for no reason to the James Harden, Ben Simmons trade. His tenure so far, at least with KD being there, has been wishy-washy, but a lot of those moves KD and Kyrie helped influence, so it isn't all Sean Marks' fault. Steve Nash is the coach. I don't know. It's a bit skeptical. Not having coaching experience to start with and then hiring a coach usually doesn't work unless your name is Steve Kerr and you fall into an amazing system like Golden State. But what should Brooklyn do here? Do they choose KD or do they choose Sean Marks and Steve Nash? Now, I don't know. It's tough. I'd almost lean KD just because you know that you get him and Kyrie back at least for one more year. You get a healthy Ben Simmons. You still get TJ Warren off the bench. You get, I think Patty Mills is there still, right? Joe Harris is coming back off injury. I think Seth Curry is there still. It's been a while. The NBA season's been gone for a while. But Brooklyn's got a good squad to run it back, and I made a video about this previously. But if I'm the owner of Brooklyn, who KD talked to and said, look, you got to make your mind up. Who do you want? You know, I hate to say it about Steve Nash and Sean Marks, but I'm probably picking the player just because we know how great KD is still, how good Kyrie is when he's actually, healthy and playing, how good Ben's going to be, and etc. And I think they're going to be a top 6-7 seed in the East. They'll make the playoffs for sure, maybe have better success in this past season. But in this situation, who do you choose, the player or do you choose management? And because of how great the player is and how big his voice is and how great he still remains, I'm probably choosing KD in this situation. With no knock on Steve Nash or Sean Marks. Sean Marks, for the most part, has been a pretty solid GM. Hell, he was the guy that brought KD to Brooklyn in the first place. He was the one that navigated that deal. Of course, Kyrie influenced it, but KD, going there was attributed to Kyrie and to Sean Marks. So it'll definitely be interesting. I think free agency has pretty much taken a pause since this has happened, since the first thing that KD said and then now this. So it'll be intriguing to see what goes down, but I think for sure Brooklyn's going to choose, or the owner is going to choose KD's side rather than Sean Marks and Steve Nash, and then they'll be looking for a new coach and a GM before the season starts, and at least the owner will know that he has a competitive team for at least one more season, if not two. And I don't know, it's tough for sure because you have two indecisive people, KD and Kyrie, telling you these things. He can follow their lead and do what they say now, and who knows, in a year from now they'll change their mind like they usually do. So definitely a tough predicament, but in this case I got to go KD Kyrie, only because they give me that chance of still being a title contender rather than shipping off KD and going through a long rebuild that you used a lot of picks on to get the guys you have now. So I go KD in this situation.